most exciting destination in all of northern Wisconsin. LCO Casino Lodge and Convention Center, Hayward. LCO.
Hello, I'm Kimberlie, and welcome to the weekend edition of the Native News Update. It's Friday, June 16th. Many of the stories you hear here can be found at IndianCountryNews.com. And here's the news for today from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. A federal judge has ruled that permits to complete the Dakota Access Pipeline must be reconsidered, and the Standing Rock Sioux tribe has demanded the flow of oil through the pipeline be stopped. The judge's 91-page decision said that the Army Corps of Engineers did not adequately consider the impacts of an oil spill on the tribe's fishing rights, hunting rights, or issues of environmental justice when it issued the permits needed to complete the project. The Corps must now reconsider those aspects under the judge's demand that the agency substantiate its decision to issue the permits. The Standing Rock tribe expects to have a status conference before the judge next week and will also demand that the flow of oil be stopped while the remand is underway. U.S. Senator Tom Udall joined Senators John Tester, John Hoeven, and John Isaacson in introducing bipartisan legislation to combat homelessness and improve direct support services for Native American veterans. The legislation, the Tribal HUD-VASH Act, would formally authorize a joint tribal housing initiative between the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and the Veteran Affairs Supportive Housing Program, which provides rental and housing assistance to homeless and at-risk homeless veterans in Indian Country. The Act would authorize the program and ensure that at least 5% of all HUD-VASH vouchers are set aside for Native American tribes and tribal housing authorities to address veterans' homelessness. The bill would also ensure that HUD and the VA modify the initiative through tribal consultation to better guide available resources to homeless Native American veterans. The Senate Committee on Indian Affairs passed a bill that would allow the Amber Alert system to extend to Native American reservations. The bill is called the Amber Alert and Indian Country Act of 2017 and is sponsored by U.S. Senator John McCain. The act would make Native American reservations eligible for Department of Justice grants that go toward implementing the Child Abduction Alert System. The federal legislation to expand the Amber Alert Child Abduction Emergency Notification System in Native American communities, having cleared its last hurdle, now heads to the full U.S. Senate for consideration. The Standing Rock Sioux tribe that led opposition to the Dakota Access Oil Pipeline says it hopes to move away from reliance on fossil fuels. Chairman Dave Archambault said the tribe wants to transition to renewable energy such as wind and solar. The Wallace Global Fund, which supports social movements through investments and grants, awarded the tribe its inaugural Henry A. Wallace Award. The award comes with a $250,000 prize, and the Wallace Global Fund also pledges to invest up to $1 million in renewable energy projects led by the tribe. Ireland is set to recognize the charity shown to its people by the Choctaw Nation during the country's 19th century famine. A sculpture to be unveiled in Bollock Park, Middleton, County Cork on June 18th to honor the tribe who, upon learning of the plight of the Irish during the height of the country's famine in 1847, raised $170 to send aid to the country, which is the equivalent of tens of thousands of dollars in today's money. The piece, entitled Kindred Spirits, is made up of 9 20-foot stainless steel eagle feathers, each arranged in a shape reminiscent of a circular food bowl. At the time of the donation, the Choctaw people were living in extreme poverty after being forcibly removed from their ancestral homeland in states such as Florida and Mississippi and driven west to Oklahoma in 1838. Thousands died during the 500-mile forced migration, which would later become known as the Trail of Tears. Moved by tales of Ireland's own instances of starvation and forced migration, the tribe set about raising funds for the famine relief. Choctaw Chief Gary Batten and a delegation of representatives from the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma will attend the Middleton ceremony. And that's another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. I'd like to thank you for joining me, and have a grand day.